Yeah.
Am I in the right position, slightly to the right of frame? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Or to the. I don't know because I can't.
You're
tell.
Yeah,
right,
to your
he-
right, screen left.
You see, he cannot talk about
Your right, screen
one.
left.
Okay, let's go.
It's-
I don't
it's
know
opposite.
right, left, screen left. Okay, sorry, folks. Yeah, are we ready?
Yes.
Are we recording? We are recording.
We are recording.
You know, I just like to let people know Hannah's doing my head in because she's showing Jack to do. She wanted me to do a savings thing on Bank of Ireland, and she said, "Oh, it's really easy." Well, folks, it's not really easy. Like the way Hannah sold the idea of you could just transfer funds from your current account into a savings account, and then she's like this for hours pecking on the phone,
No,
doing me head
I
in,
don't
and
do
then
it
she.
with my finger. I do it with my
No,
thumbs.
she doesn't. She pecks away like an old chicken,
Because
and she pecks
they
away at the
said-
fucking screen, and then like it's not a simple thing of tap 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 money into your savings account. It's all, do you have a thing? Do you have a that? And can we blah blah blah? It's not. So I need to go in and talk to a human being to start a savings account. But she started doing the same thing. Oh no, it's really easy with Jack. And there, she was sitting there for ages going peck peck.
I'm
peck,
falling
peck.
asleep. I'm losing you.
Yeah. So and also she walked in today, right? And she says this is the opening salvo. She comes in, walks in the door. There's a smell of piss everywhere.
Because Ruby just came back, and you allow her.
But you don't walk into somebody's house and just
to
say
mark
there's a smell of
territory.
piss everywhere.
But it is.
There
so
isn't
I'm
a
just
smell of-
making you aware.
There isn't a
and
smell
if
of-
you go from outside where it's fresh to
Start the-
somewhere,
start
it's
the
like
podcast.
A piece
No,
of
I
wall.
just
Start.
hang on a second. I think
fuck.
you're going just
in,
the
and out
auto.
of, in and out of focus.
Yeah, just slightly. Just put it to
now
manual.
Keep recording. Keep recording. Jack,
Yeah,
just
I'm
sit-
still recording. Yeah.
Just sit in there, Jack. Fuck me. I just plugged the fucking thing out of the fucking thing. Just plug it in. Keep recording. I want people to see the hassle.
Yes.
I think people already got used to it.
Okay. Good slip, Jack.
No, don't adjust the camera height.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
Just the focus. Put it to manual.
Okay, is that good?
Yeah.
Let me see that. Show me, Jack. Jack, look at me. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Let's go. Are we still recording?
Still recording.
Folks, I'm sorry. I just wanted to leave that in to show. I mean, this isn't even, half
I'm
of the
gonna
crack.
put this on the top of my head to protect myself.
I need an assistant. Okay, let's start the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to And That's Why We're Not Together, starring David Max Savage and Hannah Andrews.
Thank you, Jack and Daniel, my princes. Someday this kingdom will be yours. Welcome, everyone, to my favorite podcast, and that's why we're not together. Yeah, Hannah, it's no way to walk into somebody's house and say, "It smells of piss everywhere."
Well, I don't think that we have to pay each other like fake courtesies in the sense.
Okay,
oh, how are you?
all I
How are
heard
you?"
there was we don't have to pay each other fake courtesies. What in the name of Christ does that sentence mean?
I don't know. Just
It's just
pretend.
out of basic human decency. You can't. Does the place smell of piss, by the way?
Well, now it smells like candles because I burned the candles, so it smells a bit better.
You know that voice that you do that's really kind of reasonable? That's also very aggressive.
Passive aggressive.
The big news, folks, is that Ruby is back. So the story is that Ruby must have been scared and she ran outside of her territory so she couldn't get back. And she ended up in a neighbour's back garden. She was there for a few days. The neighbour fed her food, took her picture, put it on a WhatsApp. Then my neighbour down the road, Pauline, saw the cat, then called me. And then I realised Ruby had been found. And then the DSPCA came, picked her up. Jack and Hannah, was it?
Yes.
Picked Ruby up from the DSPCA. Were they nice?
Extremely nice, very attentive, and they all were in love with Ruby, and they call her Rhubarb, which was really weird.
Yeah,
that's her
'cause-
real name.
Yeah, and and then she spent the night in a vet's, and then she got sent home with cat meds, cat painkillers. And so she's very blissed out, which is lovely to see. Where is she, Jack? She's just in one of those.
She's just in the shelf.
She's just in the shelf. That's great. So I don't want to make a big. Well, look, I would just say honestly, if anybody listens to this who walks around with little dogs, little terriers, little ratters, those little good dogs that like hunting, when you have your dog off the lead, what happens is the dog will chase the cat down. The cat runs away scared out of its wits and gets frightened, and then will end up somewhere that the cat doesn't recognize. Could be injured. Okay, so so just like you don't live in the countryside, you don't live in a big open space. There are other people around. So just out of politeness and decency, just because we had to, how much did we pay for Ruby's bill?
225.
225.
223.
So do you know what I mean? There are consequences to you walking around with your dog off the lead, and the excuse I got from one guy was, "Well, I want to get my dog in touch with its natural instincts." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's taken too far.
Well, I'll have about the next time I see, I'll fucking pull your fucking willy.
What?
I don't know.
Whose word you were gonna be pulling? I mean, it's pretty disgusting. I don't want to see anybody who's really outside, a place.
I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm so angry I've lost the power of speech. But look, and again, I still go back to that lady, and I said to her the other day, "Can you put your dog on the lead?" Fuck off! Fuck off! Anyway, that's it. Let's move on. Yes, just back from London. Thank you very much. What else is happening? Oh, yes, we were supposed to have Eddie Malarkey and Damien Clark on the show. Damien Clark, he said, yeah, no problem. I'll be here.
He's so positive.
I'll be here on Thursday, but he's down in Kerry. And then Eddie Malarkey, who is his kind of sidekick or partner, comedic partner,
shitless.
he didn't want to come on the show without Damien Clark.
No, what excuse did he give you?
Oh, Eddie Malarkey said, well, he's at Oppenheimer, and now and then he said he's going to a viewing of a house because he wants to move to a place with his missus, who is a vet. Oh. Eddie's a nice guy, but
how
Eddie,
convenient.
Eddie, I owe you money. Now I'm going to take longer to pay you because of you standing us up.
Obviously, he's afraid.
Yes. So I just saw in the newspapers that I actually, do you know something? If I never speak about Ryan fucking Tubridy again, it'll be too soon. But I just saw in the paper, still in front page news in this country. Yeah, like it's Tubridy Day. In terms of whether he's going to be back in RT, but of course he'll be back.
It's like a D-Day.
Of course he'll be back in RT. Anyway, that's it. I never mention it again. Jack and Daniel, what else has been happening?
Well, I mean, yeah, Oppenheimer and Barbie have been released.
Yeah, kind of strange films to be released at the same time.
Yes.
Barbie and Oppenheimer.
I think Barbie's gonna win. Just no question. Because, young people have no clue. Oppenheimer? What?
Well, it is extraordinary that Oppenheimer, this guy Oppenheimer, or a big group of people, these, what do they call them, quantum physicists, which is extraordinary. We see what we see, but then there's another realm, which is so tiny, so intensely small, and you can't really see it, but you can make calculations to you can make equations that prove things. I can't even find the words to express it. But basically, splitting the atom, they made an equation that if you split the atom, it releases a whole lot of energy, a huge amount of energy. I don't know, did they split one atom, loads of atoms at the same time? But if you get, so the atom bomb is based on this plutonium, and then you have to have charges, explosive charges all around the plutonium, and they have to impact the plutonium equally all around at the same time, and then this atomic bomb is detonated. And there was a race to make this bomb because the Americans were totally paranoid that if the Russians made the bomb, they'd just take over the world. I mean, it would be a very different place. I mean, what would have happened if the Nazis had created an atomic? Well, what do you think? What would have happened?
But you know,
They would have. Jack, what would you say if the Nazis hadn't created the atomic bomb?
Well, I think it's would they have used it? You know, that's the question.
Would the Nazis have used
Yeah.
the atomic bomb?
I don't know, would they? Because their idea was that they wanted to expand their people all throughout the world. So would they have wanted to destroy places that they want to populate? That was the idea.
Well, I
of
guess
Nazism.
they would have detonated a few of them just to show what they can do, and that then people would have surrendered.
well, I don't know. That's a weird. This is just like destruction.
What's a distraction?
You know, just
Destruction, yeah.
yeah, putting dropping atomic bomb anywhere is just like spreading.
But you're not curious, Anna. What would the Nazis have done if they had an atomic weapons?
But that's like you don't know. It's like presumption.
Yeah, if they had it towards the end of the war, you know, they definitely would have used it. You know, around if it was invented the same time as America had invented it, like
Yeah, they like would have bombed New York or something,
Mm.
or yeah.
Yeah.
But thank God they didn't. But yeah, but at the time as well, I mean, it was such an unthinkable thing. It was really, you know, it's no destruction had been seen at that point. So, you know, the Japanese were so, you know, they were so strident in their belief and will in their war, in their side of the war. You know, they would never surrender. They'd fight to the last man. And that strong will was broken by, you know, just the utter devastation and destruction of those bombs.
But apparently, America didn't need to throw the bomb to win the war.
Well, that's a question up for debate. Like, they could have gone in and, you know, island after island after island after island till the last outpost is broken and taken, you know. Because then you got to think, you know, that's a theoretical, like philosophical
They
question.
were also sending a horrific message to the rest of the world. Do not fuck with the United States. We have an atomic bomb. Look what it just did. And then they detonated another one to show you that we've got more of them. So
But then it
kind
made everybody else to freaked out and wanting to possess this kind of weapon.
But it is incredible when you think about it, like atoms, like how small is an atom?
And you
Like,
know
I mean, we're
who
made-
did research?
like-
First woman, Maria Skłodowska-Curie. She's Polish. She was Polish.
Yes,
She started that sort of research.
Marie Curie.
Skłodowska, yeah.
But when you think about it, like so we're all made up of atoms. I mean, you know, if you want to be amazed and blown away by things, you know, people look to things that they can't prove, i.e. the existence of God or a higher power. But if you just look into how we are constructed, how human beings are constructed, like it's like down to the molecular level. In this finger, all the atoms and neutrons.
They're positive and negative.
That good old carbon needed for life.
But also
there's nothing without carbon.
But also the
Walter White says it.
Yes.
Also the fact that if you split an atom, it releases this insane amount of energy. So just these little atoms, look, they're just tiny little spheres. And if you have the wherewithal to be able to split them, or, you know, they're just like, there they are like that. Look, little atom. And then you split them. And
Yeah, but you know, this nuclear energy.
so are we all bombs if we could just split our own atoms?
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But nuclear energy is the cleanest energy you can ever produce. It
Yeah.
doesn't produce any CO2. There's no CO2 emissions.
Well, I'm pretty sure you need fuel to power the nuclear plant. You know what I mean? You need some sort of natural gas, coal, renewable energy to power the nuclear plant.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know exactly.
Did Chernobyl?
There's,
Chernobyl wasn't really a good example of what you're saying.
No, but it was old and old system. But apparently nowadays, the nuclear powers are so secure that there is such a system that it would never ever happen. That it progressed so much. It's just that we're still thinking about the Chernobyl, and people are scared. But apparently, it's one of the safest and cleanest energy. And there was a documentary about, Fukushima.
Fuck you, Shima. Fuck you.
Fukushima?
Sorry, the power plants are actually they're powered by uranium fuel, like little uranium pellets, and the cost of one of these single tiny pellets is the same as 1 ton of coal. And they need 27 tons of fresh fuel each year.
And where did they get
Damien
it
Clark
from?
just sent a voice message. Let's hear what he says.
Hey mate, did you get sorted for today?
Like, we so need it.
No, we didn't get sorted for today, you fucker. You left us high and dry. Because Damien Clark cannot be trusted. And also Eddie Malarkey then didn't want to come on because you weren't there. So the two of you are a little... Anyway, we'll have you on at a later date. Bastard.
And we wanted to serve of his positive energy.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Yeah, so that's Damien.
There was a couple of comments about the bad energy in the last episode.
Yeah, go on.
Anyone want to comment on the last episode?
Do you want to read any comments?
Yeah, I can read some comments, but that's one of the comments is saying it was actually quite a nice comment. The person saying it, Jesus lads, I love the podcast, but fuck me, that was a difficult watch. Very strange vibes. Did you all have a massive fight before you started recording? Everyone seemed very grumpy except Daniel, who was as usual super chilled out self. Was really looking forward to this latest episode, but it was just constant arguing. Disappointing, to be honest.
Fair fucks. Yeah.
Did we have a massive argument? I don't think so. I think there was something really weird.
Yeah, no, the last episode was a bit intense, yeah.
And also,
But a lot of people really liked it, as well. So
Was it because Ruby was missing at that point? Or?
Yeah, it could have
yeah.
been. It could have been.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I do go back to this that, yeah, you see the podcast from when we begin it, but there's like an hour or 2 hours of faffing about, getting cameras in the right position, getting the lights, getting the this, getting the that. And,
so it just shows that you are a slow learner. Because it's 25 episodes and you still didn't figure it out. Well, I didn't even attempt to learn, so I'm not. I might be even slower. But I think after 25 episodes, you should have it figured out.
So, unbelievably, I was in Heathrow yesterday, right? And I booked my ticket for yesterday, which is the 20th of July. So I'm at the security going through into Heathrow. And they check my QR code. Sorry, sir, it doesn't seem to be working. I said, well, that's my boarding pass, isn't it? Yeah, but it's not working, sir. It could be one of those new ones. It's not reading properly. So then I went to the Aer Lingus desk, and they said, oh, you see, you booked your return flight on Thursday. Yeah, but on the 3rd of August instead of yesterday, the 20th of July. So you're going to have to sort that out at the ticket desk. And then I stand at the ticket desk. And honestly, it was straight out of a Coen Brothers film. It's just this guy with this old computer screen. And he must have stared at that screen for about 30 minutes. And you would think, done. But this guy was like, he just stared at that screen.
What age was he?
So anyway, I had to buy another ticket for €320.
That's stupid.
€320. So I felt like a right.
So you have
True.
to use the other ticket. You still have that ticket, so you can.
Well, no, I'd
fly.
have to go back to London to use it.
Yeah, so you have to go
Sorry,
to
mate.
London and come back.
But at that ticket desk, the stress levels are so high. Like, people are there with some ticket, they've got some issue with the ticket. There was a guy standing next to me, and the woman was saying, "No, sir, I think the police have done something, or there's a warning here," or something like that. And the man's face was just like totally stone faced, and I don't think he spoke English. "Do you understand, sir?" You know what I mean? You're just looking at this. It's just a nightmare. It's a nightmare for people traveling.
But did you notice that English-speaking people, you know, when they talk to someone who's not, he doesn't understand English, so, and they start speaking like, "Do you understand?" If that is of any help,
Yes.
because if people don't understand,
Wait to talk, because go on. Sorry, go on.
so if people don't understand, they don't understand anyway. So no matter how slow you pronounce the words and how loud, it does not help them.
Yeah, you don't suddenly learn a language. You know, if I speak, I understand English all of a sudden because you're speaking slowly. But do you understand?
And loudly.
But do you understand me better when I'm talking to you now?
Yes.
But yeah, that ticket desk man at Heathrow, the stress levels, and just people just sitting behind a desk and staring at a screen, and you know, like, because you could book a ticket quicker than that. You could book a ticket, like, I could have booked about 6 flights or 10 flights for the time it took this guy to sort my issue out.
So
Which
why-
there was no fucking issue. There was just like, anyway, so I bought a ticket for the flight that I thought I was on again for €320, and then I'm sitting in the 28th row, you know, just squeezed in with it's so just you know, Aer Lingus, you know, these planes, and I had my small guitar, and then the air hostess was like, "Did you book a seat for that guitar?" Fucking no. Look, there's loads of room up there. Anyway, there you go. The joy of traveling. But the good thing is, I always get to the airport 3 hours before the fucking flight leaves, because unlike this guy over here, Jack will just go to the airport, you know, and try and time it 20 minutes and just run. Forget it.
I got on a flight and I made it, and I got on the flight I arrived at the airport 5 minutes before the gate was closed.
Crazy.
But you know,
And look,
it
did you-
shows your
but-
age. The older you are, the more time you need at the airport.
I need 4 days before
So
the
when
flight.
you're like 70, you'll
I
be
need-
like 7 hours.
I do. I need 4 hours
Before
because I
flight.
want to walk like
When you
I'm
go
a,
to 80, you
I'm
will
a-
be day before.
I'm a jazz band. I'm a slow ba-doom, doom. I want to be walking around like this. Look, I want to be walking around the airport like this. Look. Doom, 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 ba-doom, ba, 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 ba. And then meanwhile he's on like when I see people running through an airport, I think, you fucking idiots. They're schlepping around like looking like you know, there's a fireball behind them, like, my flight. Yeah, your flight, you fucking idiot. Your flight is gone. My flight. Yeah, because you didn't wake up, fuckhead. Isn't it? They're so stupid, those people. My flight. My father. He's, you know, yeah, well, you know, you should have thought about that yesterday. And now we're supposed to fucking deal with your lack of preparation. Look at David over here, not stressed out. He's paying €320. Couldn't give a fuck because in a way I thought, that's punishment. Fair enough. I'll pay €320. I mean, if it was €480, God, it's a lot of money. Anyway, I'm just saying.
If you booked it yourself on online, it would have been cheaper.
Hannah, this is classic Hannah. She'll say something like that, and she'll be at the airport doing this. Look. And you'll be there
I
for
use
4
my
hours.
thumbs
No, you're like
because
an
I'm
old
so-
hen.
No,
You're like an old hen pecking.
You know, I'm just doing like this. I learn it, and that's a sign that you're
Oh, that you're young. Well, it's funny.
And when you're old, you just go like this, and I stopped doing that. I sort of like it, but I stopped.
No, that's
because
well,
you have
no,
to do
I know,
this.
no, yeah, that's a
Yeah,
sign.
you have to put the phone really far away as well, as far as
No,
possible.
you see, young people going like this. Look, literally like this. Look, oh yeah, let me check that for you. You know, they're just like no, it's like that. And then honestly,
they don't. They just use. They're just. Thumbs. Yeah, they just don't use the hands.
Hannah, listen. Can I just say, right? Oh, look, Damien just sent a message back. Just let's see what he says.
Oh no, my name is Mud.
Hang on a second.
I was before, probably. Yeah, sorry to let you down. Sorry, it'll probably be better without us, but anyway. But yeah, I'll definitely want a rain check if you'll have me back. And my word is my bond. From now on, from tomorrow onwards, you can trust me. Not today, but tomorrow onwards.
Yeah. Well, get fucked, you charming bastard. Okay. Hey, listen. What were we talking about there?
About using phones.
Oh yeah. So I was. I had a date or two with this girl.
How old was she?
I had a date right with this girl, right?
Congratulations, and that's your reward.
Yeah, fucking stick it away. No, so and you know when people get the ick, you know what the ick is.
Yeah.
You told me there's certain things that guys did that give you the ick.
Did.
So I think I was sitting with her and I was literally like this, like and I think she just gee, you know. So yeah,
you lost her.
Yeah, well, I think that gave her the ick.
Yeah, it shows your age. How old was she again? I don't know what's wrong with that question.
Okay. So anyway, airports. My advice to you is to arrive well before the flight leaves.
You know, that might have given her the ick that she arrived so early to the airport. You know, maybe it was that.
But how would she know? What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know, maybe you said, like, I'm really well prepared.
She likes spontaneous things.
It's just as well I'm editing this podcast. Okay, how long have we been broadcasting?
Probably 20 minutes.
28 minutes.
Hannah's
get the belly in. Yeah,
No.
show the belly.
Is it not getting smaller?
Will you shut up, Hannah? Will
You know the stripy sideways shirts make you look fatter
Oh yeah.
and
Bigger.
longer. It's better.
Look like a Frenchman.
It'd be better for you
With
to
your
wear,
baguette.
horizontal.
Oh.
But I think David...
Horizontal, yeah.
No, horizontal is like
No,
this.
vertical. Yeah, vertical
So
stripes.
I think David is skinny. He just have this big belly. So it doesn't matter.
Here,
because-
stand up there, David. Show off your belly. You're going.
But we thought you having more sex and that helps you. And it's a lot of exercise. And it helps you with your digestion. I'm sorry, it was inappropriate. Thank you.
That's Hannah's walk-off music for her.
Thank you.
And that's why we're not laughing. Will we give Hannah her time now and that's why we're not
Oh
laughing
my
for
God.
the crack?
Yeah.
Okay. Just to punish you. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hannah Andrews. And that's why we're not laughing.
You know what? I blame feminism for all the confusion between men and women. And you know what? Burning bras was fun. And also... I just lost it. No, just
Is that it?
no.
Come on, Hannah,
No,
keep going,
just-
keep going.
No, just let's do it again.
Okay, good,
Because
good. Okay.
it was.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Hannah Andrews, and
Oh,
that's
just
why
say-
we're not laughing.
You're simply the best. Better than all the rest.
Hi, so I'm blaming feminism for all the wrongs between men and women. And burning bras was fun, and pretending that weak women can do everything was fun as well. But I'm telling you, nowadays, when a man comes up to me, or you, my lady, and says, I want 50-50 in a relationship, I'm telling you, you've got to run as fast as possible. Because I'm telling you, if I want dinner, I don't want a half-made dinner. I want a starter, I want a main course, dessert, and I want to accompany it with exquisite wine. So, and when what did you do? So, but I'm telling you, man should be grateful. No, I just got my pulse because you just made the sound. But man should be grateful
Okay,
to us
and
for having
that's
that
why
opportunity.
we're not laughing with Hannah Andrews. Yeah, all right.
I just love. David, you can't just click your finger because that completely put me off, and I've forgotten.
That was great. Yeah, yeah.
I've forgotten
That
about
was
the closing
Yeah,
lines.
the closing line. Yeah.
Yeah, because it didn't make sense. Like the closing
Well,
line.
that's all.
was-
That's all part of our journey. That's all part of our
Okay,
journey.
that was so bad.
I was just cueing Jack for the music.
Yeah, but why did you click? And it just distracted me.
What what was the closing line?
The closing line was that man's supposed to, you hypnotizing me. Man's supposed to be grateful to us for giving them the opportunity
Jack, come on.
to have a taste for what is it like to be a real man.
No, Jack, you should have had the off music. You should have had that queued up when she was. Sorry, I wanted
You
Jack.
didn't
I wanted Jack to do the walk off music
Yeah, but
again.
it's over.
Sorry, what was your point, Hannah? I apologize. I was totally distracted there. Don't forget about stand up, but just as your point.
My
Your point
was
is
that that they should be grateful to us
Yes.
for giving them opportunity to stand up and have a taste what it's like to be a real man, because we don't need it, but we
okay.
choose.
Do you understand what Hannah's saying, Daniel or Jack?
Yeah, yeah.
What is Hannah saying?
Well,
You can't explain
Sorry.
a joke,
No.
I think Hannah's saying that women give men opportunities to make men feel like men.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
And-
so women play the role, and that gives the men.
because we choose it.
Yeah.
We don't need it, but we choose.
We
it.
choose what?
To give the man opportunity to be a man.
Yeah, well, that's a contentious thing nowadays.
Jesus,
Jack.
way to make a fun little segment into a complete hellhole. Jesus.
Yeah, but that's very important nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, we give man opportunity to have a taste what it's like to be a real man.
And vice versa.
Yes.
What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
and
I don't even know a taste of what to be a real man. What is a
we
real?
don't need it.
Well, the socially constructed narrative of a real man. What is that?
And vice versa, we don't need women either.
Huh?
Yeah, but we choose to
There
want them.
there isn't like a checklist, that you use like, okay, I do this and you do this.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Like life is a very gray area constantly.
Exactly. That's why
Cer-
I said
certain
50-50.
certain people have a masculine energy. And
Yes.
certain people have a feminine energy. Now, certain women can have a masculine energy, and certain men can have a feminine energy, right?
And
Yeah.
certain chairs can look like desks. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you look at a desk and you think that would be better as a chair, but still people use it as a desk. My point is, when is a desk not? When is
When is a desk a pencil?
When is a desk a pencil? In other words, pencils can be made from desks, And also,
It's
They're-
all
they're all
about
made from wood.
semantics.
when a fork and knife is or a spork, which is a spoon and a fork. So my point is very unclear, and that's important because identifying at okay. Anyway, so yeah, can we go through how did Hannah do in her stand-up, Jack and Daniel?
Really bad.
It was tough circumstances.
I mean,
you
I
know?
was laughing at the end, so I think,
That's always a good sign.
yeah,
Yeah.
because it was funny.
Okay, can we do open the cage?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do Open the Cage, trivia about Nicolas Cage with Daniel Andrews.
Okay, so yeah. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that. Yeah.
What are you laughing at?
I just love it. It's just so
Well, speak into the fucking microphone.
It's just so surreal, all this. It's just like...
This is our show.
Yeah, this was your guys' idea as well, so you know.
Is it not yours?
Huh?
Sorry, Jack, Daniel, we
Oh, yeah.
interrupted you.
Right. Yeah, so Nicolas Cage has cancelled his attendance to the Montreal's Fantasia festival due to the SAG-AFTRA Awards. So he's being affected by this ongoing strike by the actors and writers in the US, and so he can't attend to show off his new movie Sympathy for the Devil, you know.
Okay.
And but yeah, the strike is basically about, you know, writers and actors wanting to have a more secure job and being paid better, and also not being replaced by AI. So
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know, when you see successful actors who have been paid lots of money for their TV shows, and then they're complaining about the fact, yeah, okay, it's bad that they're not getting residuals, but most people, like, I have no auditions. Like, I think most people would happily sign on to one of those Netflix series if they could get the job, and they wouldn't give a fuck about getting residuals or not.
But I don't think it's only about those well-paid actors. There's a lot of actors and screenwriters who are not getting paid. It's like in RTE, you know, there are those who, you know, few who are paid really good money, and there's the whole lot of people who are just, you know,
Well, isn't
scraping by.
that the contract that they sign though? That they're bought outright by these companies, and they say, well, listen, you've got a part in the thing, but we own that thing. I mean, right? So
Yeah,
then
but
when they-
may-
when
but
they
maybe
played it-
that's
people
not
have to
right.
work. People have to work, so they're, you know, you only have certain options, you know. So like you can say, yeah, people sign a contract. They do sign a contract, but you know, if someone wants to achieve something, and they're, you know, they start at a certain point. This is what happens a lot with contracts. A person starts at a certain
Because they're
point,
so desperate for the gig.
and they're desperate for the gig,
And they're
but
taking advantage.
but they don't have any pull. They don't have any
That's
bar.
right.
They don't have any leverage. So then when they do have leverage, but they're still on the same contract, maybe it's a certain amount of movie deal, and now they're on the fourth movie, and now they have way more leverage.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an issue. But I think the whole thing is more for these higher paid actors are showing like solidarity.
Oh, right.
with
As
the-
opposed
with
to
the- with
right.
the
Yeah.
less paid actors, you know.
Like, I mean, for instance, I did this thing called Last One Laughing,
Mm-hmm.
and I got paid a certain amount of money, but I think it was just paid for. I don't think I get residuals if it's paid again. I mean, I don't I don't give a fuck about that.
Well,
And I'm not a wealthy person by any means. I mean, I was just happy to get the gig. I mean, if I, you know, I don't like. It's like, you know, when I go to a comedy club, there's say 250 people in the club. The club owner gets, gives me, what is it, 200 quid, and he makes all the money at the bar. You
Yeah,
know?
but David, that's a one-off event. A gig is a
Okay,
one-off.
fair enough. Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
it's videoed.
Yeah.
Unless it's videoed, and then it's like live at the Apollo, and it's like you know, broadcasted again.
Okay,
and
well,
again.
well, actually,
But if you are the actor, like you have a certain amount of input, or whatever, you're the face. like you're putting in a certain amount of effort and talent and your ability and your face, which is a brand, it's your business, and then if it's getting replayed, you should be rewarded.
But they
for
do
that,
get
you know?
residuals, don't they? Well,
Certainly,
I guess
it
what
depends on
I
the
guess what I
contract.
how about this, Jack? How about this then? So I'm a studio. So like I mean, I'm providing everything, like the equipment, all the people, the operators, you know, and all that logistics, all that stuff. So it's a lot of stuff.
It's the cost of business, though. You know,
It's the cost of it. No,
you can't get into business and say, "Oh,
No,
look
but-
at all my."
but what
costs."
I- what I'm
you-
trying
you
to
have
Also, how much money
What I'm trying to
those
say is,
studios
you,
are
you know,
making.
so but isn't it a mutual beneficial thing? So if an
But
actor,
studios
if an
have
actor,
much more power over actors, and you
But
know,
I
like
mean,
studios used
of
to
course they do.
own actors.
But of course they do. You know, that's the thing. That's the problem. Is like, how do you regulate how studios treat their workers? And in the United States, the idea is it's a capitalist system. The government should not have too much interference. But if you would want to regulate it, then you'd have to get the government involved in making films and stuff like that. You know, because you would, because you would have to put a certain cap on how much studio executives could make, like we have in RTE, and then you find out you get barter accounts or whatever, these other funds, because to pull people in you have to pay them a lot of money. You know, these like studio
to pull which people
to pull
in?
the best people in to get
You mean-
jobs done. You know, so
Oh, yeah.
you're looking at these big entertainment companies, and it's within their best interest to pay actors as low as possible because they're trying to keep their costs down. And the only way to change that is to change the idea of how is like films aren't making to make money anymore. It's just for the entertainment value.
I guess
You know,
I-
and we
That's
pay
not
everyone
true.
fair.
Films are making a lot of money.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that you would have to change the what you desire from the film. You know, if you're paying everyone more or you're paying people less, because how are you going to change the money around if you want
Yeah,
other
I mean,
people paid
they're
more?
no, I think that well, the striker,
Just look
the
at what is
actors-
strike really all about.
the
Like,
actors and the screenwriters, they want to get a certain.
Well, sorry, I think the thing is clear. Fran Drescher, who's the head of SAG or something, I heard her like super angry talking about the studio bosses, and they're getting these huge, huge amount of money, like
But that's true.
40 million or something, and then they want them to be paid less, right? And to be just that the rest of that money to be distributed among the
So I guess it's
actors. But I mean,
disproportional.
so I'm just saying.
It's
Like, what would- how would it work, though?
It's
How would-
the same problem in every single.
Oh yeah, sorry.
category
This is the problem.
of
When they
the
start it,
world.
when they start a TV production, this is what my point is. I think it is fucking. I don't know. It's always a risk. They don't know how the TV show is going to do, but they have to invest a huge amount of money to get the TV show off the ground, to fucking promote it, to make it like an unmissable event. Right, so it's not a sure thing. So they're the ones putting the money out there, right? The studios.
Yeah.
I guess the actors aren't investing their own money on, right?
But they are investing their image and their reputation.
Well,
But
it-
listen,
yeah. Well,
studios
I don't
are
think they are to the extent that the studios are.
no, but it's a
Studios
it's a different
are so
investment.
powerful.
Well,
that
wait a
they
second, let
have
me
so
stay on this
much
point.
money.
Do you get the point? Oh, you're saying that,
Yeah, yeah.
so it doesn't matter if they no, if
It does matter.
no,
but
a lot of
like,
studios have fallen by the wayside because they've lost so much money on big, massive failures. Like, I mean, but what I'm trying to say is that not a fair point that the studios are putting all the money in and therefore the actors aren't,
Yeah.
and so they should make the most profits if the
The
TV show is successful.
Yeah, you get back financially speaking. Generally, in all businesses, what you put in, you get that equivalent to what you get out. So if you put in 65% of the if you put in 65% as capital for the project,
Yeah.
you know, your profits should equate to 65% in like fair business practices, right?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Go
Well,
on.
I'm just hoping that the strike will like ensure more quality content. You know.
How would it do that?
Well, I mean, if they want to negotiate prices and everything, then surely the quality of the content should go up as well, you know?
Well, yeah, that's kind of a good fucking point, because if you're saying if so you're saying that then there's more pressure on the actors
Yeah.
and the performers,
Yeah, I
because
would
they're
s-
getting paid more. Is
Yeah,
that-
I would say so, yeah.
do you think that?
Well, I
Jack?
think the solution is have more independent studios and stop relying on big studios, and it's up to viewers and watchers of movies and stuff to support more independent movies, because there's so many like really, you know, in Ireland even, like I know like people I know, like there's so many talented people and they're doing stuff with like small budgets on in with independent studios or just by themselves, you know.
Well, maybe
Yeah,
I
'Cause you got
think
monopolies or oligopolies where it's, you know, you
Yeah.
got 7 studios who are, if you want to get a film in the Oscars, you want to get a film in the cinemas, you want to get a film really blockbuster, you only have 5 or 6 studios, and it's hard to unionize a thing like acting because it's an individual thing and it's a lot of competition. So the studios, as Hannah was saying, do have loads of power,
yeah.
because say actors start unionizing, they can start saying we won't use any of these actors in this union.
Well, I think Jack, how about like if okay, so you're on a Netflix series, and I think, you know, if it tips beyond this amount in terms of revenue or in terms of streams, each actor gets a fair cut.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's good.
Well,
But I don't think they should get extra money if
Yeah,
the
well,
fucking thing hasn't done well.
But
Yeah.
what happens?
But
is
that's right.
What happens is actors, they become producers of the show that they're starring in.
Eventually,
Yeah, yeah, and then
and that's how they make money.
they make the money off that.
But then you think back in the day, like, I mean, think of all the great musicians who were just fucking rinsed by the music studios. What are you looking up, Hannah?
I'm just reading about. I'm listening and reading about this. Actually, the strikes.
Yeah.
What is it all about?
Should we do conspiracy corner?
Have we? I don't. Yeah, I guess also, you know, when you think of, there's so much fucking shit going on. Like, you know, every corner you turn, you see these, you know, addicts and homeless people,
you
and
can't
then
fix
you see
every problem. You
No.
know, you gotta like. If you're an actor, your most important thing is acting. You know.
Well, I guess what
if
it
you want
is-
to make the world a better place, you gotta start with your own thing. You know.
I guess when I see these successful actors complaining about the fact that they're not getting money or more money than they feel they deserve, and I'm thinking, I'm getting no work at all, and I haven't got any fucking work, and you know, I don't know. Do you have sympathy with actors and this strike, Jack, Daniel?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's reasonable. Maybe not for the highest paid ones, but maybe just for,
Yeah.
you know, the actors who are in the lower echelons.
I guess
Yeah,
I
because when we think about
everyone
actors-
should. I think everyone should be paid more. You know, I think I should be paid more. you know,
but I-
everyone thinks they should
yeah,
be paid more. They should
yeah.
be, but it's
Overwork,
the,
underpaid.
Do you know
the
what
word
do you know what
living.
I think they need to do? Somebody needs to. I'll tell you around all this stuff. The protest with actors protesting Netflix. It needs to be, well, it needs definitely to be explained to me, like you would explain it to a 3 or 4 year old. I think if you can just honestly say specifically, okay, this person did this job for X amount of weeks. The TV show went on to make that amount of money. That performance was particularly fucking brilliant. So that person only got that amount of money. And this person got, you know, and you know, if they could show the shocking disparity between the amount of money an actor gets versus the head of the company. But I don't know. It's just like it seems that's a capitalist fucking society there.
That's a constant protest. But the other facet, which is kind of the more important one and more current, is the fact that they want to tighten regulations on the use of artificial intelligence in creative projects. So that means, your likeness, your image being used in.
Well, that's creepy. If,
Yeah.
in other words, if somebody can make an AI of Hannah and get her to say things that she wouldn't normally say, or to basically use her likeness as an actor, that's fucked up. But I can't imagine that's gonna.
But,
Yeah,
you imagine,
it's already
like
being used.
you imagine like extras.
Yeah.
And if they got an
You mean-
extra,
you mean,
if they got an extra for a job, and you know they do that job, and you say, oh, you have to sign this release form, and no one's reading that release
No.
form. So they sign that release form, and who knows what they've signed already.
They have a
And then they
database
say, "Oh
of
no,
all
you've
the-
given us rights to your likeness,
Mm.
to your face." So now they don't have to like hire as many people, anyone. They can just digitally do it and everything. There's an episode on Black Mirror. About
Yeah, we
that,
just watched it.
and it's about they. So when you sign up to Netflix, you agree to their terms and conditions, and she agreed to them allowing to record her.
Oh yeah.
So they would record her, and like they'd be like 20 minutes later than in real life, showing Salma Hayek playing her in her life.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
20
yeah.
like a
I
20
saw,
minute delay.
Yeah, I kind of tuned out of that one.
Yeah.
No.
It's a good one actually. And then they're playing. It's a movie inside a movie inside a movie, because then Salma
very good.
same things happened to Salma Hayek.
Mm.
But Salma Hayek wasn't acting in it.
Mm.
She gave her, in the story, she gave her digital likeness. And there's been stuff like that already with Messi in the World Cup. He wasn't like actually in the
In the
World Cup promo advertisement. Like every kind of cut scene, you'd see Messi kick the ball. It was for like a visit Saudi Arabia or something like that.
Mm.
And he was on the top of the mountain, but it's someone else's body and just his face on it.
Yeah. I mean, with the Savage Eye, I did so much work. I got paid fuck all. But what, you're just going, whatever.
No, but like it's a different caliber and different settings, and but you were mistreated, definitely.
Was I?
I think so, in a sense of paying.
Why weren't you protesting?
Yeah, like there was a different.
But the way I
house.
looked at it was, yeah, anyway, no need to go down. Don't need to go down that Strasse. Yeah, I'm confused by it all. I do have sympathy for people if they're getting fucking ripped off. But people are stinking rich. I mean, I think anybody who's a multi-millionaire, they have to be taking advantage of people or using people as a resource. I mean, you see only a few people get big amounts of money. It must be quite exciting though, when you check your bank balance at the end of the year and it's an extra 30 million or something, or 450 million. Can you imagine what that must be like?
Is it like too easy though? You know when you're playing a video game and you have everything at your disposal, so it's not as much of a challenge.
Well, I'll tell you something.
And it's like, I mean, obviously, no one wants to be like have nothing at all, and it's really challenging. But I wonder if people at that stage do kind of, you hear a lot of like entrepreneurs and stuff who came from a certain situation, like difficult situation, and they get to that high point, and they're like, actually, when I look back on it, the best bits were just
Getting there.
coming up.
Well, I think also when people have worked very hard for their money, they tend not to squander it, and they know how to manage it. It's people who get big amounts of money immediately, i.e. lottery winners. It always seems to go pear-shaped very quickly because, you just don't know, from one day to the next, you've got suddenly, 50 million in your bank account. I would say if I won the lottery, which I can't see myself doing because I've never bought a ticket, I'd leave the money in the account for a year and just live normally and just get used to the idea of having tons of money. And then I would buy a big house for my family, for my boys.
But why don't you give it away to me?
I would like to. I would like. That's what I would like to leave my boys a house. That's what I would like to do. That would be my legacy for my two sons.
But I was just saying, look at this company Amazon. So many people work for it, and like all of a sudden during pandemic, all the other shops were closed, so the Amazon grew in its
Oh, yeah.
importance.
Can I just interject
and,
there?
you
Can I just
know-
interject with the Amazon? Really, when you think about Amazon, I mean, you think about your local 7-Eleven. Or
Yeah,
what,
why
what you
don't
call
you
it?
go-
Go on, why don't you go where?
You know, to that 7-Eleven, why people were
No, what I'm
using-
saying, you think about your Spar shop.
Yeah,
So it's open from what time to what time?
I don't know. It's 8 till 11.
It's open from 8 to 11, and you have to go there, and then physically you're there in the shop, and you know, you see the stuff on the shelves, and you know, but Amazon is all, it's almost like the description of Jesus or Christ. It is in you, it is everywhere, it is, I mean,
Yeah.
so Amazon is everywhere. I mean, literally all over the world. You can be anywhere in the world. Obviously, if there's, as long as there's a Wi-Fi connection, says you. I think that's
Which
an
is
impression of
almost
John Cleary,
everywhere.
which is almost everywhere, and it's open from all. It's open forever.
Forever.
So
Yeah,
it's
never
so it's
closes.
basically a 7-Eleven that just envelops the whole. It's like a Spar shop that's just completely surrounding the planet. I mean, it's quite the cleverest thing. Obviously, this guy saw this. So somebody saw this. You know the way you have these occasional penny drop moments, shift of consciousness, i.e., cassette players. Somebody in Sony thought, make a cassette player the same size as the cassette. Sony Walkman. Domarigato. You know, and then everybody, you know, wow, everybody wants that. To create that want, have to have it. So, I mean, Amazon is ridiculous. I can get anything. You know the way you think. You remember back in the day.
I don't
have to
use
go to.
Amazon.
We'll have
I
to.
boycotted.
We'll have to go to London to. You know, I can get things that you can't get anywhere on Amazon.
Amazon have physical shops now as well, I think. And it's there's no cashier, and you just like there's no one in there.
I don't like that. I know that Argos thing. You know, it always makes me feel nervous, and that's probably a sign of my age. You know, when I walked into the shop, what do they call that? You know, the head shop in fucking Covent Garden, Apple shop. You walk in. What do they call that? What do they call those shops that are?
Franchise?
No, not, you know.
Reseller kind of.
No, it's just okay.
The Apple shop.
The Apple store in Covent Garden, and you walk in, and it's got this open space. It's like cathedral. Has it got a
yes, it's
cathedral,
open
a
space,
cathedral
sure.
feeling? Like when you walk into a cathedral, okay,
Mm-hmm.
huge fucking ceilings, like you can't hardly see it. You know,
Yeah.
You walk in, and it's not like, hey, come on in, hang out. It's none of that. You're supposed to be going like, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. And out. You don't want to hang out there too long, right? In a cathedral.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to hang out in a cathedral? You know, you have Mary and Francis. Let's go to the cathedral. And that's, isn't it gorgeous? And they take pictures of it. Whatever. But I'm saying, when I walk into those Apple fucking stores in Covent Garden, you know, big open spaces. There's a couple of basic, they look like priests standing around. You know, and then, you know, you look at the shelves. There's just like this on the shelf. Look, just one thing. Hi, sir. Can we help you? Can I have a thing? No, sir. We don't sell. You know, you have to. You know.
After what?
I don't know.
Maybe that's your unique experience about that Mac shop. I don't know. We would have to ask other people because maybe they.
Can anybody
like
jump
it.
in while I'm struggling to articulate my point, Jack or Daniel?
Let's do. What's it?
Flagship stores. Have you ever walked around to those flagship stores in London? Even talking about it is stressing me out. You walk in, it's giant glass, brushed concrete, fucking steel, you know, just way big open spaces. Somebody over there, a big giant screen with these little kind of, hi, you have, you know, it's all
Or maybe
fucking
you're
weird.
too old for those shops. It's all for
You're
young
too old
peop-
for those shops.
It's for young people.
Okay,
They
young
feel
people. Do you
comfortable.
like those?
I
They're
think
running around,
cathedrals are
they-
cool.
Do you like those flag store shops?
I don't know if I've ever been in one. I know what you're talking about with the wooden tables, and it's all kind of white everywhere.
They're just, it's whatever. It's just a building, like, you know.
They're very easy to rob. Apparently, there's videos in New York of these like gangs of dudes, and they just like ride up on the mopeds, just rip everything off the table.
But that's why they don't display anything.
Hey, you know, there's a what you call it? There's a policy in a lot of stores. I think it's in the US. I don't know if it's in Europe and Ireland, but the policy in the US is if you're a worker in that store and someone's robbing something, or I don't think it's a nationwide policy. It's certain stores, and if someone's robbing something from the store, and you're a worker, you can't get involved. Like you gotta let them rob it.
Well, I
you know?
mean, listen, you
And
can't
so
put your life at risk.
This lady who works at Lululemon, she stopped the robber from robbing, and she got fired
Correct.
for stuff.
Correct. Lululemon. So what, they were stealing like sports outfits, like
Hey, you want to hear something about Lululemon?
yeah. What,
So the guy who started Lululemon, he wanted it to get real big in Asia, and he got it, and to get it really like, you know, the name to be a really good catchphrase in Asia, he was like, okay, I got to think of something difficult for, like, you know, Japanese, Chinese people to say, because that will make it sound more Western and more appealing to them. So he called it Lululemon.
Where did you hear that?
The wonderful world of Google.
It's funny what we were talking about MacBook flagship stores and all that, and the way ChatGPT or PT?
GPT.
GBT.
P.
What does GPT stand for? Okay, doesn't matter. GPT, but like the great Douglas Adams, who wrote Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he foresaw all this stuff where you could just talk to a computer. So the Hitchhiker's Guide was an electronic book, and you could say, you know, what's the best place to get a drink in the galaxy? The best place is Ursa Minor, you know, whatever. But now kids who are born now, they think talking to a computer and the computer answering back is completely normal. It's not amazing or anything like that. It's just like we were with the radio
Yeah, and
and the television.
computer gives the answers.
So
as
they
well.
talking to
Clever
computers, you know, is completely cool.
answers.
I find it talking to computers annoying because I never really know what the fucking question should be. And it's funny, is it GBT or GPT?
P.
GPT.
What does it stand for? We don't even know what we're buying into. Okay, it could be global fucking positioning targets. Do you know what I mean? It's probably the clue is in the fucking title. And people think, oh well, AI. How did GPT? Who invented it? Was it a bit of a surprise? Did something happen and click into place? What I'm saying is,
Chat generative pre-trained transformer.
okay, bollocks.
And you can actually create your own chat GPT.
Can I just say-
chat assistant?
Can I just say, I'm going to make some bold predictions here. We will be the servants of this AI at some point. And ChatGPT is a precursor to the inevitability of the, what do they call that thing? The singularity, where suddenly, in the same way life came into it, something is going to, and suddenly the computers are going to, and you know, every day we're human beings. It's a fucking joke at this, that, and they're complaining about this. AI will pick all that up and start sorting everything out.
Well, that's why we need to sign a treaty with AI.
Yeah, you mean
Reduce-
now?
Yeah, like now you sign a treaty with the AI system, and then so like if they decide they become sentient and try to take over, it's like, wait a minute, we have a treaty. So
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very good. I like that.
well,
no, that's
it's-
very true. You should try. And also, can I say, also, this is I'm saying this in the unlikely event that anybody will listen to me speaking 500 years or 1,000 years from now. How you doing?
And that's why
Can
we're
I
not
just
together.
say? Can I just say? I wish I was living with you now, because I'm obviously not a part of this world, and I wish I was living 1,000 with my sons, obviously,
And what about me?
and Hannah. But listen, the thing is,
we take
revealed what humanity wants and where it is going is revealed in the things that they hold most sacred, and which was back in the day was the Bible. And what did the Bible, you know, life after death, live for eternity. So that's what we're all striving for. So I believe in 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 years, human beings will integrate with AI possibly and will fulfill the promise that the Bible never did, which is eternal life. Because we're living longer and longer and longer.
Yeah, but we do have eternal life as our souls.
Okay. Am I being very boring?
Yeah.
Okay. Jack, Conspiracy Corner with Jack Andrews.
Today, I'm going to talk about negative blood types.
Whoa. Hang
Oh,
on
yeah.
a sec. Hang on.
Or our batteries
what?
out.
Battery's gone on our current camera.
Why are you taking your phone away?
break, Jack, Daniel?
No,
Okay.
no, we're nearly finished.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
just
wait.
quickly,
It's 5
quickly.
minutes, David.
Just let's finish this.
Okay. Maybe you just do your conspiracy corner without David. Okay, and then we finish.
Okay.
So, conspiracy corner by Jack Andrews.
What I do?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Let's rebel.
It's up to you.
And now, Conspiracy Corner with Jack Andrews. Oh, God. And now, Conspiracy Corner with Jack Andrews.
So today on Conspiracy Corner, we're talking about negative blood types and their possible reptilian reptilian DNA. So there are 4 types of bloods. They're categorized into letters, and then in those letters, there's a further categorization of positive and negative blood types. Now, the positive blood types are the most common. About 85% of the world's population is positive. Negative blood types are completely different. And positive blood types, they can take any sort of blood donor, anything like that. Negative blood types need negative blood type donors and their specific letters. Because if they get a positive blood type, their DNA will not recognize it as the same, and they will try to attack it and possibly harm themselves and could ultimately end up killing the host body. So how does this relate to lizards? So the idea of humans spreading throughout the world is that they started in Africa and they spread from that. There's no evidence of negative blood types in the Americas, South America, Southern Africa, Asia before like the 1500s and the start of proper colonialism. There's areas like the Basque area in Spain has like 80% of its population is negative blood type, which is way like against the normal trend,
Average, yeah.
the average of places. So negative blood types have been found in America and all around the world after 1500. So this makes you think that negative blood types originated in Europe. So the idea is that perhaps there was it's a different kind of species of human. Perhaps there was some crossbreedings with some aliens, something like that. And another interesting fact about these negative blood type people is that their pulses are lower, and their blood pressure is lower. Yeah, it's pretty.
Almost confessed that me and Daniel, we are negative. We be negative.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I don't know,
shit.
Jack.
What?
Yeah.
I thought I was positive.
No, you negative.
I'm B negative.
B negative, and
Oh.
that's even lesser because it's B is less than A.
Oh my god.
So I was watching a YouTube video about this on the History Channel.
Terrible.
Okay.
But it's really interesting because the comment section is full of people with negative blood. So I'll read you out this one comment. So this guy. So I'm ARH negative from South Africa. My grandfather was from Holland. I always have low blood pressure, averaging 95/60. I don't know what that means. Can't handle heat. Love being alone. People who passed over will bring me messages in my dreams. Can communicate with animals even in silence. Have great empathy for others, especially the elderly, and can see situations unfold before they do. I wouldn't call this a gift, as it causes great anxiety and depression, as I find I absorb problems of others and it's very hard to shake. Would love to hear of others who have similar traits.
He's an empath. So I have a lower blood pressure as well, and a slower pulse. That's so true.
And they all kind of have like this. They all say like, all in the comments. You know, these are obviously people with negative blood types who are into this theory. So obviously they're all gonna be, in the comments like this. But she said, this one person says, I have negative blood from Asia, Philippines. Reading these comments made me realize that we have so much in common, like heightened senses, and this feeling of not belonging here at the back of my mind. I love stargazing and moments of flashes of multicolored lights materializing in that instant whenever. So much extraordinary happened in the past.
But the truth is, there is much less people with negative blood.
Sorry?
There's much less people with negative blood.
The interesting thing is that the positive blood types can kind of take any blood, but the negative blood types, if you can't,
you kill them.
You kill them if you do.
And
You said
Jack,
that.
it might turn out that you might be also negative.
Yeah.
You have to check your
I
blood
have no
type.
idea what I am. I feel like a lizard.
You might be.
You're a fucking lizard.
The king, gizzard, lizard, wizard.
And apparently royal family. It's
Oh,
all
look, David's
negative.
back.
We
Yeah.
already had.
We
But,
already-
but isn't that interesting that the Basque area in Spain
Yes.
is 80% negative blood types?
Yes.
You know?
Okay.
That's weird. I don't know how to.
We already
explain.
did conspiracy corner, so
Did you?
yeah,
Yeah.
Hannah.
because
Hannah's
you were
idea.
taking too long.
Did you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Basically, it was about negative blood types. Do you have any knowledge
know your
about
blood
negative
Haven't
blood
got a
types?
clue. Okay.
I am and Daniel. We negative. Be
Well,
negative.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll have a look and see if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Is that it? Conspiracy corner.
Yeah.
Why didn't you wait for me?
Because you've taken a long time.
Okay, folks. Thank you very much. That was that the 26th episode.
Yes.
This is the 26th episode of That's Why We're Not Together. Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Hannah. We'll see you all again next week.
Wrong music.
I know.
Well, don't you all want to say something conclusive?